Hello. You might just be wondering what is the next best thing for you to do as a startup out there, and all that comes to your mind is, how do I boycott the lawyers? How do I boycott the accountants? How do I boycott the auditors? How do I boycott the HR people? In fact, there's this misconception that everything you need to run a startup is online. In fact, it's true and it's also false at the same time. Imagine you picked up a template document, an agreement template document that you intended to use for your staff in terms of having to sign them up to a contract and all of that. And that document states clearly that in case of a dispute, that dispute is subject to the laws and the courts of the state of Delaware in the United States. And you are somewhere in Ibadan, or you are somewhere in Ilesha, or you are somewhere in Meduguri, and you edited that contract, you forgot to edit that clause, and you had people sign up. Then you began to have problems in your organization. And people that you sign that document with, they don't necessarily care. And all of a sudden, the D-Day comes. You want to see how you can take advantage of that contract. And then you now have to go to the city of Delaware. Do you understand? So most times, some people feel that template documents are actually the best for them, but the reality is that template documents are best for the people that created that content, for the people that actually created that contract. So even if you want to use a template document, for example, you have to be sure that you are looking at the document line by line. But before you even look at a template document, there are just two things I think that you can actually do. One, you have to determine what is important for you in the contract that you are about to enter into with the person that is necessitating the need for you to use a template document. That's one. You have to determine what's important between you and the person, what's the agreement that you guys have actually reached. Then the second thing you also have to be sure of is that you need to read through all of those clauses. Some clauses are not necessarily important, some clauses are important. So you need to be sure that you have a document that will not state that even after somebody has been fired or let go from the company, that you are bound to be paying the person for another 6 months. There are contracts like that. I've seen documents that state those kinds of things in templates. But as a Nigerian startup, you want to, at least as much as possible, comply with the laws of Nigeria. That's why I would advise that before you go all out. Imagine now having reached out to maybe a venture capital company and your startup has been funded to the tune of $2.5 million. Then you are relying on template contracts because you want to shove your lawyer aside. It's actually a case of penny wise, pound foolish, and it's gross foolishness on the part of any startup that is really thinking of expanding, and people are just guessing their way through to the top. Don't guess your way to the top and you now find yourself coming back down and needing somebody to come and clean up the mess that you've created yourself. You can avoid all that from happening. Do the right thing, get your business on the right track, and till I come your way next time on Business Stories, I'm out.